Hello everyone and welcome to our bilingual story time today with the Putnam County District Library. Hola a todos y bienvenidos a nuestra hora de cuentos bilingüe con la Putnam County District Library. I'm Addie, soy Addie, and today we are going to be learning about this fruit. Hoy vamos a aprender sobre esta fruta. ¿Qué fruta es? What fruit is this? ¿Alguien sabe? Does anyone know? It's an apple, right? Una manzana. Can you guys say una manzana? Manzana. So if you want to say an apple, you can say una manzana. Or if you want to say the apple, you can say la manzana. Okay, we are going to begin with a rhyme. It goes like this. Here's my apple tree. Can you see my apples? Ustedes pueden ver las manzanas en el árbol de manzanas. Okay, how many apples are there? ¿Cuántas manzanas hay? ¿Cuántas manzanas? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 manzanas. 5 apples. Okay, our rhyme goes like this. Nuestra rima va así. Way up high in the apple tree, 5 little apples smiled at me. I shook that tree as hard as I could, and down came those apples. They were good. In Spanish, en español, the rhyme goes like this. La rima va así. En un árbol muy, muy alto, 5 manzanitas me sonrieron. Lo sacudé con mucha fuerza y bajaron las manzanitas. Qué ricas fueron. So, en un árbol muy, muy alto, in a tall, tall tree. 5 manzanitas, 5 little apples, smiled at me. Lo sacudé, I shook the tree, con mucha fuerza, with a lot of force, y bajaron las manzanitas, and down came the apples. Qué ricas fueron. How rich they were, how tasty they were. Okay, very good. It's time for our story. Es el momento del cuento. Has anyone ever heard of Johnny Appleseed? ¿Alguien conoce el hombre que se llama Johnny Appleseed? ¿Quién fue? Who was he? ¿Quién fue? ¿Alguien sabe? Does anyone know who Johnny Appleseed was? We're going to learn about him, okay? Vamos a aprender sobre Johnny Appleseed. Johnny Appleseed fue un hombre named John Chapman. He was a man, fue un hombre, named John Chapman. Nació, he was born, in 1774. A long, long time ago. In Massachusetts. But back then, Massachusetts wasn't even a state yet because the United States did not exist. So Massachusetts, I have a map. Tengo una mapa. Massachusetts está aquí, right? But the United States did not exist yet. We were still part of British America. We were a British colony still. It was a long, long time ago, you see, before the creation of los Estados Unidos, the United States of America, where we live today. So anyway, he was born in Massachusetts in 1774. So why did he end up with the nickname Johnny Appleseed? Because once he grew up, during the 1800s, viajaba mucho. He traveled a lot, planting lots and lots and lots of semillas de manzanas. What's a semilla? What do you think? If I tell you that is the semilla, right there, the brown thing. ¿Qué es una semilla? A seed, right? Una semilla is a seed. De manzana is apple. So if we say semilla de manzana, that means apple seed. It's longer in Spanish, isn't it? So he traveled, viajaba mucho, mucho, mucho por estos estados. He traveled through these states, all the green ones, and planted apple seeds, just like the one you see here. And he built vallas, fences, around the apple nurseries he planted to protect them. And he educated neighbors in how to care for los arbolitos. Here I have a picture. Los arbolitos, the little trees. See, here's Johnny Appleseed right here. Can you see him? There he is. So he has his bag of seeds, semillas, and here are los arbolitos que plantó. The trees, the little trees that he planted. Okay, so he would teach and educate the neighbors so that the little trees could survive until Johnny could come back and help tend to them again. But here's the interesting thing. He didn't plant apples that were nice to eat like the ones we have today. They were small, pequeños, and sour, amargos. Amargas, sour. However, back in the 1800s, people used las manzanas primarily to make cider. Do you guys like apple cider? Have you ever tried apple cider? They drank a lot of apple cider because they were afraid to drink el agua, the water, from natural sources because it could make them sick. So instead, they drank sidra. That's the Spanish word for cider, sidra. So, Johnny Appleseed sold his nursery apple seedlings to people so they could grow árboles, trees, in order to get manzanas and make sidra to have something to drink. So why should we be excited about Johnny Appleseed? Because he passed through Ohio. Ohio's right there. Can you see it? The OH? That's Ohio. Wow, my finger is big. He passed right through Ohio and he planted trees here. Plantó los árboles aquí in Ohio. So he isn't some famous person that lived far, far away. He came and he planted trees in Ohio where we live. Donde vivimos. Have any of you ever visited Mohican State Park? Have you ever gone to Mohican and gone camping or canoeing? He planted many, many árboles de manzanas in that area during his lifetime. So Johnny Appleseed, this famous guy, planted trees pretty close to us. So he spent his life caminando, walking on foot through all of these states. It's said that he traveled mostly by walking, but sometimes he used a small boat on the rivers, por los ríos, and he traveled over 100,000 miles back and forth through these states. He planted apple trees throughout Pennsylvania, northern West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, and even into Ontario, Canada. You can see on the map, all the green. You can see on the map all the green is where he traveled. Do you see all the green? If you think about it, that's pretty crazy because he was walking, fue caminando. And all the time, él plantaba semillas de manzanas. He planted apple seeds. Semillas de manzanas. I thought maybe my apple was upside down, but it's right. He created a healthy environment for them to thrive in, and then he moved on. Durante su vida, during his life, he also made friends with the different Native American groups, as his love and respect for la naturaleza, for nature, matched theirs. He planted and spread healing hierbas y plantas, herbs and plants. And his peaceful personality made him respected by the Native Americans and the tribes that he met and encountered. He loved los animales. What do you think los animales are? What's it sound like? Los animales. The animals, right? And it is said that as an adult, he was actually a vegetarian, which means he never ate meat. He only ate fruits and vegetables and grains and stuff. So that is just a short introduction to the life of Johnny Appleseed. Ohio has several Johnny Appleseed museums that you can visit. And there's even a Johnny Appleseed festival in Lisbon, Ohio, which is kind of near Mohican, like we talked about earlier. So we have one more rhyme. Okay, it goes like this. Here comes Johnny Appleseed. Apple seeds are all he needs. planting apples on his way out west, right? He's headed out west. Wears a pot upon his head. Under the trees he makes his bed. Folks say Johnny's apples are the best. Do you see that? I forgot to mention that. The legend goes that Johnny Appleseed would wear a pot on his head as a hat. And then he'd probably use it to cook in if he was smart, right? But that was his hat. That was his head protection, was a metal pot, like what we cook pasta in. Okay, en español, la rima va así. In Spanish, the rhyme goes like this. Aquí viene Johnny Appleseed. No necesita más que semillas. ¿Dónde están mis semillas? No necesita más que semillas. Planta las manzanas al oeste, con olla encima de su cabeza. Bajo de los árboles duerme, son las manzanas mejores, dice la gente del campo. So aquí viene Johnny Appleseed. Here comes Johnny Appleseed. No necesita más que semillas. He doesn't need anything more than seeds. Planta las manzanas al oeste. He planted apple trees to the west. Con olla encima de su cabeza, with a pot on top of his head. Bajo de los árboles duerme. Beneath the trees he slept or sleeps. Son las manzanas mejores, dice la gente del campo. They are the best apples, say the people of the country. Okay, eso es todo para hoy. Gracias por mirar, mis amigos. That is all for today. Thank you for watching. Adios, mis amigos. Goodbye, my friends. And the next time you eat an apple, you can think of Johnny Appleseed. Adios.